Can you tell me what country this is on New Year's? So that was Melbourne, Australia. At what point does that become concerning that you can't even tell this is Australia anymore? So you can see I made that video to point out how many immigrants have come into this country recently. It's out of control where you can't even tell what country it is anymore. And I did have some people comment saying, what's the problem? Everyone looks fine. Look like they're having a good time. There's nothing wrong with the people individually. The problem is the country isn't got the locals anymore. They've imported so many people, it's been overran, and we know we're in a housing crisis because of it and many other problems, but we're not going to get into that in this video. I'm just going to really point out the hypocrisy of this comment, how stupid it is, because I wouldn't want to go to Japan and not be able to see a Japanese person. I'd be like, what fucking country is this? You know, this isn't Japan. Where's all the Japanese people? It'd be weird to me. I wouldn't like that. I would be sad that the culture is gone because they've mass imported people. And this causes many problems, like people not being able to unite, because most people that immigrate here stick to their own communities and don't want to assimilate. That's what they always lie, the government. They say they want to come over here and be part of the Australian community. And yes, they do when there's not mass immigration and they form the whole suburbs. You know, they don't want to assimilate a lot of them. You know, it's just ridiculous. And I have lots of immigrants that comment on my video down below, and I talk to at work and everything as well, that they agree, like the mass immigration is out of control. And, you know, a lot of them don't want to be Australian. Like when they came over, they wanted to be Australian. They wanted the Australian culture and start a better life here. But a lot of them want to come over, bring their culture over and not assimilate and bring all their problems over and turn, you know, the country into a shithole country like where they come from. And the language is a bit crude, but it's true. A lot of the countries that immigrants come from are shitholes or they wouldn't come here. Why would they? And that's just my opinion. So sorry if I get arrested for saying that. It's just true. So this is the big problem. If you can't even tell what country you're in anymore because there's no locals left, like what the hell's going on? There's obviously a problem with the leaders letting this happen. And I believe, you know, it's to create, if people, like nowadays with the cost of living, the control, everything, they would unite and stand up a lot more if they were all Australians. But the problem is they're importing so many votes to create divide, create problems and control. This is all my opinion. It's a big conspiracy theory, but it's pretty obvious if you're an Australian, you can see it happening. So it just doesn't work. And I don't understand why they're doing this to our beautiful country. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the people individually themselves, but when they come over here and these groups don't want to assimilate and they cause all these problems, crime's gone through the roof, you know, they don't have the same culture that we have and the same values, so they just cannot get along properly. It doesn't work. So I just don't understand what this government's doing. Comment down below what you think. And if you're commenting down below disagreeing with me, calling me racist, like I said, you wouldn't go to Japan and want everyone not to be Japanese. That's just stupid and you've destroyed the country. It's just my opinion. If you don't like it, take it or leave it. I'm going to say it how it is because, you know, this year in 2026, Australians are speaking up because we're going to end up like England and Europe where there's that much crime, you know, women getting raped, because a lot of these people coming from third world countries don't have values of respect and, you know, decency. It's disgraceful. So anyway, comment down below what you think. I'm not going to keep going and saying, you know, not all of them, because, you know, obviously if you are a normal person trying to manipulate what I'm saying, you know I'm not saying that. I'm saying mass immigration from third world countries that don't have the same culture are going to cause a lot of problems, and it's already started and it's going to ramp up. So please, government, stop this mass immigration. Let's speak up and, you know, get our country back.